How is everybody out there? Does anybody want to go see The Matrix right now? Right now, you can go see The Matrix. You don't have to come see me. You don't have to pay me. You don't have to go to your house. All you have to do is believe in yourself. Two people come together. They look at each other. They don't speak, but right away they know there's a difference, making them each unique. You see the one finger up? Because they're now each one. They're one and they're six. They're everything together in one, making a creation. The six will create, making a one, another unique. But for you, it's no longer unique because you have it. Now you share it. It's one and one. The letter K, a uniqueness of anything is A to I, and everything in between is the eight heaven, but the exterior of the creation is A and I is 10. Now you have to take the 10 and go all the way back to the other corner of Monopoly because you have to cross one corner. Otherwise, you haven't created. You're on the same line. So you go around the corner from 9. 10 is the corner. You go around the corner and you have 11. You now have 9, 11. A K9. Why? Because the K is the 11th letter and the 9 is the I letter. It says key. It says who in French for sound. We're not looking for what's written. I don't care what's written. If I hear a Hebrew word, a Japanese word, a Greek word, I don't care where it comes from. If I hear the sound, I'm going to make with it what I want to make with it. Then, if I'm interested enough, I'm going to go look it up online. Then I'm going to play with it in that language, the way I heard it, put it into my language and words, put the numbers to it in my language because I'm here. I think if God made us to understand the world, we're going to be able to understand all the languages. 1, 4, 7, 3, 6, 9. In between is 2, 5, 8 divided by the 2. That's why when you get to the 5, between the 2, 5, and 8 at the 5, where it's down the lines of 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, 9, that 5 is now 2.5. 2.5 men. That's all it is. The totality of everything of 1 month is 4 by 7 of 28 of the 10 world. The 10, 10 world makes it 100, so you'll have a 0 after it. I lost my place. The 147, 7 by 4 and 7 plus 4 equals 39. That is the alpha omega of the 369 ESP side, Earth, Saturn, and Pluto, ESP. Also known as the third day in the week, which is Tuesday, also known as the third day in the week, which is Wednesday. They're both the third day of the week. One is starting from a Monday, the other one is starting from a Sunday. Can I do that? I can do whatever I want because it works. In between, we had the 470, like I said, times 2.5. Well, first of all, we have to reverse it. 470 times 2, okay, because the half would bring you back to the center again. So it's 2 for this side, it's 2 for this side, and it's a half of them back to the center, a quarter and a quarter. When a quarter of creation comes back to the center, 1, 2, 3, that 3 comes down this way, the 1 comes down this way. And the only way we know that is because the ace card is in the center of 5, whichever way you put the card, or it's the same thing for this, 1. 470 times 2 is 940. Now we have a 470 in this world, 470 in that world. We brought it together to make 940 in the world, in the middle. Now we multiply it by 2.5, so we can give it back to the outside. So we have a full figure of both sides in the center. 2.5 times 940 is 2300. 940 and 940 is 1880. 4 and 4. 4 and 4. You're a free world in here. There's no dot. Doesn't mean there's no life. There's dots on all the corners. You're just in between. You can't go out of the line. 4 is the only one that doesn't go to jail in Monopoly. 2350 minus the 1010 world, because you have to add it at the beginning because you actually used it, but now you got to take it away because it wasn't used for man. The 10, 10, 10 world of the 3 lines, 11, 11, 11, or 10, 10, 10, whichever way you want. On your clock, it'll be 5 before 12, 5 after, calling it 11, 11. They call it by the big numbers, because on the small numbers, there's nothing there. There's nothing added. You need the left side in order to create the right side. The C opening is between 9 and 12 o'clock, or between 12 and 3 o'clock, the Pac-Man figure. 2350 minus 100 is 2250. And automatically I know 22 and 50 makes 72. That's right, the same time that the Twin Towers went down, that would be the time Moses was born. Between 2250, 23, somewhere in between there. because of the 470, which is the Christ. So you would go 3 BC, because 3 is the creation. The creation comes before it comes out. You need the preparation. We are only of the light. Then we are born into these bodies. But the two people have to match and come together. You have 1 year for that woman, and then the couple matches. You must date and learn each other, or whatever you get into that child will be learned from his spirit mind and his regular soul, and he will take upon and live the soul mind, not knowing of the understanding between the difference, because he's too young, and then by the time he's older, he's making a choice of his own. Now he can go on and do the same thing. Another 940 years goes by, and we're at 2350, 3290. 3290 and half, 1.5, because creation is 3, separated on this side, separated on that side. Why did I go 2.5? Because we were extending it between the two sides. We were counting the whole equation. That's why I said we can take away the 100. Okay, the 1010 world. 1010 world is 1,000. The letter M, the Roman numerals. But if we go one more time, it's 10,000. That's the letter J. How do I know? Go look at the pyramid. MD, Roman numerals. And look on the left side. There's a shadow, a J, and it's so easy to see. Well, I see a lot more than most people anyways. Not that I want to put anybody down. My uniqueness of the difference. Then we go ahead, okay, and 3 BC, Jesus is born. 940, 940, 940, 940. 4 by 9 is 360, 3600, and then 160 is 3760. The time they say Jesus was born. But he was born 3 BC in 3757. 37 times 3. 37 times 3. Why times 3? 17 and 20, 14 and 23, 26 and 11. All 37s. The 111th floor, the roof of the Twin Towers. Dead center of this roulette. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, also 111, creating the cross inside the roulette. Now we're going to go back into the periods of 970 to see if Jesus might be around. We're at 3760 now. Okay, now we go 940, and then we go another 940. We're going to start from the year 0. 940 and 940 is 1880. Now the question is like this. We didn't have a 470, and if I do have a 470, what year will I come out to be? Because now I'm going to have to backtrack. Why? Because we're 3 worlds, and we have to narrow it down to the last one, because we were building to start with, and the earth was growing, and we were learning. Now we're coming to the end. The funnel at the end, where it's spinning around and around and around. And by the last time it gets to the funnel, it's only going through the center. 258, 258, 258, 258, and that's all it says is 258. But if you go to roulette, it'll say 2, 5, 8, 11, 14, 17, 20, 23, 26, 29, 32, and 35. 12 in a row. And you know what's funny about it? 35 and 2 are the furthest away. They equal 37. 5 and the 32 that are furthest the next also equal 37. The whole row equals 37. The first row where 1, 4, and 7 is, okay, equals to, let me get back into the center, equals 35. 16 and 19, Standard and Poor's. 13, the one creation. It's the ABC creation. A is in B, creating 3. And then 3 is the result of creation. It's D, A, B, C, D. It's a 4-way window. That's all it is. But the divisions of the window is what changed us. Because once you change those divisions, it becomes the tic-tac-toe board. Because you've got to keep making the pictures bigger. There's yods and gimels in all the corners. The A is a vowel, and it doesn't exist as the first letter. I'm going to explain to you if I can remember. But we also went in, and we did the 16 and 19, and then we did the 13 and 22. And that's 35, and they're 2 blanks. 1 and 3 is 4, and 2 and 2 is 4. Barack Obama. in the 147 line. Do you know why he's in the 147 line? Because of Christ. It's the same numbers. Same numbers. Jesus was born at 3 BC. He died at the age of 36, creation. But nobody knows. And this is only a book, so whatever I say, it's hypothetical thought. The indifference of what you see and what I say is only because this is a movie you walked into. You didn't pay for it, except for the internet and the decision to use your own bodily minds to get yourself a drink and sit down to listen to somebody that sees things, not that it's different, to show you that there's another side, chemically another side. I didn't invent the roulette wheel. I did not make these cards that all of a sudden only have 2 for every single one. Every card only has 2 because it's the B world. That's the end of the world. They separated the back of this card. I mean, for years and years, they separated these cards. Where's the wheel is free. The wheel is free. 1 world, 2 worlds, the in-between worlds. You see this part over here and this part over here? That's what, it's a mask. But it's not a mask that you would understand. So I probably shouldn't have said anything. But here's the original card. Here's the card now. You see the difference? See the corners? The way you have the angel in one corner here. Here we have the Wright brothers, and if you take a look in the Wright brothers, I can't believe it. I can't believe this. Oh my God. Oh, oh my God. I have to really get into it. I'm stopping now because nobody knows how I work. You must, if you see something that really tripped you out, man, get right down into the deepest part that you can go. If you can't sing, then maybe you can cry because it's almost just as good. It's an extension of your hair. Why the hair? It's a bunny rabbit with the bunny ears that hang up, with 2 big teeth on the top, just like us, and 4 on the bottom, 2 and 4. Figure it out. Who's the 4? God. This is his mouth. This face and these bones belong to her. That's why you see the skull bones. Now, when you look at this again, do you see the corner? It says 38 right here. 38 and 39. It keeps flashing back. That's what it is, 38. 39, okay, where I just told you 37, 37, 37 is 111. So it's the roof of the Twin Towers. By 2 of them is 222. Now you know it was all built, all of that, by the cube sense. 4 sides around the building. By 222 is 888. 1776. 2 went up and 2 went down. So you got to say it twice. What happened? You build them up? Yeah. What happened? They came down? Yeah. Same 2. Just different situation. Just because I said something different. I look on here and I see it right here. Number 38. Now I'm going to take a look at it over here, and I don't see it. I don't see it. It's not here. It's not here. But oh my, I see everything. Oh my God, I can see it. Oh my God, I can see it. It's crazy. Oh, now I can really see the 38. It's a 38. And on the other one, I can't see it. But 38 and 38 and 38, okay, is 114. 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days of pig's pregnancy. In between 37 and 39, that means if it was tic-tac-toe, it would be right on this line. And this whole line, all these lines, if you don't know, between here and here is between 4 and 5, between 5 and 6. The in-between line would be 5.5 for both sides. In between here, it's 4 and 5. The in-between here would be 4.5. Here is 2. Here is 5. But over here on this line, okay, if this here in the center is 5, would you say this one is 1.5 and this would be 3.5? And then this one over here would be 3.5. It'd be 3.5, 3.5. Or you can say 2.5 and 5.5. But if you said that, now you're going over here, the C section on this side. Do you see this letter here? It looks like a K. Now you have to understand the Greeks put a point on their stuff. But the Hebrew, when it's written like this, it's a cursive. But you see, they're still separated. This is a C, this is a 1. This is an AC. Same as this. This is just the A. The C that you don't see is this part over here, the opening here. This says AC/DC, this ace. C, the whole A, and then the D over here on this side. So this whole thing, when you come to the bottom, okay, over here where number 9 goes, and this is number 8, 8 to 9, you go down 1, you go 8.5, and 9, you go 8.5, you got 8.5, and that's the matrix speed. 8.5, the matrix speed. To bring that into a 10-10 world, you need 25. 8 and 2 is 10. 5 and 5 is 10. It's a 10-10 world. So we showed this over here, that when I added this 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 equals to 111, as well as I add from 11 down to 26 equals to 111 is 37s each way. But the only way we make 37s here is here and here. But the total comes out because they run over each other, these numbers. We use them twice. 17 and 17 is used twice. Equals 34. 3 and 4 is a 101 world. 20 we use twice. 40 and 34. 74. 74 is exactly the answer right over here. Even though 74 is over here, 74 goes to the center. The reason 74 goes to the center is because in the center, if I remember correctly, is the 2, 5, and 8. And the center of that is the 5. So the 5 number is number 5. Number 14 is 1 and 4, 5. That makes 19, which makes the 8 and 11, the heaven of the spirit angel of man, 19 moon. 3 times that is 57. 257 is the 114, which equals to the fixed pregnancy. Don't forget who we are. Because I'm a little stuck on whether we're 200 years old already or we're only 6 years old. Because the dice only goes to 6. And the human to a dog and the human to a cat, who reflect the numbers of 6 and 9, live to the distance of between anywhere from 13 to 22. Depending on the weight and size now of a dog, because most cats, if you take care of them, they're usually all the same. Basic size, I mean, between 6 and 12 pounds. I know it's a big difference, but it's not. Anyways, we started before on 1888, right? I need a drink. Do you mind waiting? I'm not going to make this much longer. And nobody ever gets to this part anyways. So I still have to do the taping. What am I going to drink? Carrot juice? I think we're going to drink some of this. You know, I can't be perfect on everything. So we got over here 1880, and 470 is 2350, the same thing as Moses. Oh my God, but now we have to back up time, because it took time to make us. But now that we're made, we're going right to the end. If we turned it around and went right to the end backwards, there would be time missing, because we didn't get here till after the time was started. Had to have a thought. I had a thought, drew the blueprints came up, got the work together, and went, what do you think you just built? Is your computer just running all the time perfect? Does the fan go out? What do you think, God has an easy life? I don't think so. But you know how I think he does it? A big part of his work is through us. Whatever he wants to get done up there, we do something down here which generates a vibration, a number, that helps move or take care of or watch temperatures, watching the sun. Our scientists watch the sun so that this can live, so this can live, so that can live, so that can live, and this can live, and we're trying to kill each other. You know, it's bullshit. But you know what? I'm not in that area. We're at 2350, and the year we have right now, don't forget, our calendar ended in 1998. 1998 was the last year. Why? Because I felt like saying that. Because 999 Okay, in actuality, it's not. It's even less than that. It's 987 and 987. 7 and 7 is 5. 7, 7 is 14 is 5. 8 and 16 is 7. 7, 9 is 16. 7, 9 is 6, 6. 7 and 9 is 16 is 7. Our calendar ended 987. We can't repeat any of the numbers. So I just reverse it. 775. Now this is the 5,000 mark. 5 on this end, like I told you. 5's got to go in this end. 5775, Hebrew calendar. 2 more years, October. This, 7 and 7 is 14, equals 5. 8 and 8 is 16, equals 7. 9 and 7, whatever is with the 9, it'll always reflect the other number, is 7, 775. Now, if you wanted to go in birth, we would say 5 times 25 cents. Because $1.25 makes 900. 900 to a 10-10 world is 100, and we have the exact 1,000. So we know this is perfect. We're also missing 225 years here. And that 225 years is 5 times 45 angle, a 5-star. 45 angle each one makes 225. 15 times 15 makes 225. 10 and 15 times 9 is 225. That happens to be the exo numbers. Now over here, we have to take this away. I forgot to tell you, we came into this year over here. If you wanted to see the real numbers, the way you guys see it, 9, 8, 7, 7, 8, 9, 16 and 1, 8 and 16 is 17 and 1, 9 and 7 is 16. And there you go, 1776. This is the Hebrew time, and this is the 1776. Same thing. Now we're going to go to show you the last number, because now we can use the numbers because we overlap to hook. How far is the boat away? It's 6 feet. How much rope do we need? 6 feet? No. You need the 6 feet plus the wrapping around. Oh, come on, Tootie Cat. I tried, Tootie Cat. You want to go on screen? Look at everybody. Say hello to everybody. Come on, Whitey. Oh, I hear it so good. Oh, my God. Is he trying to steal my energy? Whitey. Whitey. You want to go down? Okay, now that he took everything away from me, 999 and 999 are 1998. 1 and 9 is the angel birth, the one spirit of the 9 months of the birth, making the J God. Hello. That's who we are. We're all JDs. Jack Daniels. The French reversed the J and the G to sound like the G and the J. So we know there's already something wrong there. We are of the creation, which Jesus is of the creation. 3 and 3, the commanding of the creation. He died at 33 at the command of creation. The creation demanded that his death would come. Because there's some kind of screw up in that whole thing. There's a mix up in it. Because the names are wrong and the numbers are not proper. Although the Christ does live in us, all of us. You know why? We piss it out, it's yellow. It's an octane energy that helps transport our thoughts from wherever else they come up in the matrix. Out of one of those stars that you might see falling because that is your story and you went into history, so it falls down and your story goes up. 999 and 999 is 1998. 2 BAD. It's too bad for you. Why is it 2 BAD? Because it's 1998 is, we only have 1999 left, and the year 2000 is a nothing year. It's 3 eggs. 15 times 15 times 15, 625 of the 1/4 of the mind who we are, 25,625. 24 times 74 of the Christ, or actually that's the Jesus, and that's in the 1 section for uniqueness, because 1, 7, and 4 are unique. When you take a 1 and a 99999, 1998, now we have a uniqueness of 1, 4, and 7, and if I turn it this way, you can almost call it a TJ, because it's a hook and ladder. It hooks it up, okay? The 7 is made by a 7, but the 4 is made from a 1 and a 7. Here's the 7 this way, here's the 7, and here's the 1, making this a 4. This one and this one unique will create this. The other thing about that is when you put a 1 or a line in between anything, because 1 is always between everything. 1 will always go between everything. Between you and a friend, the 1 is the space, the difference that you create within your own mind. When you do it this way, if you take a look, okay, this is a 2. But if I put a straight line on this side and another one on this side, I'm going to show you what it does. I really never really draw this picture, okay? This is on the cap of the jack. If you ever take a look at a jack inside his cap, you see those lines? They connect to another hat just like his. But you don't see it. It's the same hat because you don't see the air over our head. Don't forget, DH is sometimes silent. When you say hair, the French only say air. Now we're going to go 1998 into this year is the 13th year. And that cycle, my friends, in the Mayan calendar ends it. 13, 13, 13, 39 in Trinity. 18 and 21 outs in the 7th inning stretch. 39. 39 in 369. Okay. 36 is the last one, but the next one would be 39. And you use that 39 in order to reconnect the first quarter of the 9 numbers. You lift it up. Where is it? 34, 35, 36, and it flips over and it goes on top of this. Automatically, it makes 72. 72 is 9 times 8. You go down, you go into heaven. You go up over here, and you live from here. You live here, your mind goes up here. This is where Jupiter is. Saturn and Jupiter and Mars. Since 4 never goes to jail, and they're always talking that Christ is. There's somebody that's not telling the truth. And I know, Chrysler is always behind everybody, because they're smart, but they're not. So they're just picking up the information of what everybody else has done ahead of them. Instead of doing the extra research, they probably do a little bit less because they're doing something more somewhere else. Maybe. We do know that Christ slurs, and their keys go upside down. So we were looking at 2 different scenarios. We're 13 years away, and when you come into the 7th inning stretch, each team is played either and or offense 6 and defense 7, or defense 6 and offense 7, making it 13-13, 26. 26, 6, 2, 2, 6, the end of the 7th inning stretch in T-ball. And it's Friday night. It's Friday night at Shabbos. You got to stop for the 7th inning stretch. Otherwise, you're not listening to Matrix. If you don't listen to Matrix, you don't get the full flow of the feel of vibrations and codes that are constantly descending. Don't you know that there are governments out here that are purposely going bankrupt because of the Matrix? And they're not allowed to say a word. Otherwise, it's just danger for them for many reasons. They're not the only one in the game. If you start telling people things, you become now a spy for the other side, looking for help from people you're not supposed to get the help. They're supposed to come to you. We're supposed to learn. Seven 4-1, 1-4-7, 8-8-8. Barack Obama, 44th president, to be again the 44th president, but in the 45th spot. It's not the 45th president, it's really the 44th. In fact, there are not even 50 presidents in the United States. That's right. If I remember, there were, I went with 39. Let me finish this and I'll do the presidents after. So we have that 13. 4 by 13, remember the 4 corners, okay? Remember the 4 corners. 3, God added a corner. The only way he had to add this corner is if he took the top triangle and flipped it over here. And if I put another one like this, I got two worlds of four, four and four, four world and four world. So number fourth president's got to be on both sides. So you never know. You just never know. You never know. Maybe all those FEMA camps are set up because he knows there's somebody really coming to take over. It's the last stretch of the ball game here. 13, 13, 13 is 39, and 13 is the 52 weeks in the year. But the first 39, 13, 13, 13, 13 is 273 days, and it's the pregnancy of one of your children. Between the 273rd day and the 281st day. Unless you're 2 weeks late. Isn't that the expression? So you got to follow the expression. They give you the weather by 2 weeks, so now we got to use the 2 weeks because Valentine's is halfway through one of the months of February, which is the second month. 2, 1, and 4. You know what that says, 2, 1, and 4? The second letter is a B. The first letter is an A. The fourth letter is a D. It says bad. They're pushing those numbers into our head so we know it. Because bad is vibration. And when it comes off through your voice, through your thoughts, it's only in numbers. You decode it and spit it out. 2, 1, and 4, 1, 4, and 2. 2, 1, 1, 2, 4, 2, 1, 4, 6, 3, 6. Creation of R. Mars, something's wrong with Mars. Do you know why? Because this is the creation of R. I'm one of the R's, and there's a lot more out here. Okay? And we're not any different than anybody else. Our minds are basically all the same. We come from the light, okay, whichever light you're with. The difference is the bodies they made for our brains, because this is a test operation, don't forget. So anyways, forget about this, forget about the presents. Let's go back to 1998, 13 years later, 2012. Now, when did I start writing this whole thing really tight? It started on May 5th, the 5th of 2005. Right now, let's not take it right now. Let's go to the end of the year. On May 21st, I will be into this 7 years, 7 months, and 2 weeks of 7 days each. Half a moon. The cross of Rubik's Cube. That's why we don't go to the 14th. Because the 14th is the cross of Rubik's Cube. When we end in 98, we start 99 a whole year, and the 2000 a whole year. That's 2 years for beta, the 2. Now we go one pregnancy. From the beginning of the year until what? 9/11. Why? Because it's the 9 birth in the 2 world makes you the 11 boy. K. The K9. And we got canine teeth. Do you think our teeth came with our mouth? Are you kidding? Our teeth are put together from some other animals. What do you want them to test you out first? Imagine you came into this world looking like a bunny rabbit. So we're going to cross out the 1998. Now, we're at 2350 like we talked for Moses, which is right now. I have to put 2008 down. And the reason I put 2008 is because 2009, 1999, 2001, 2002, 2003, 2004, 2005, 2006, 2007, and 2008 is 10 years. It's the end of the cycle of 613 laws of Moses. 248, man is 6. 254 was the Twin Towers. 365 is because we have to live in this world of 365, when in all actuality, we're only living here 72 days out of the year. That's basically who we are, 72 days out of the whole year. Because we have the 52 weekends, we have the time that we get vacation pay, and the rest we have to work to feed our mana. So we get 2008. Okay, so we're going to go from 2008 to 2350, or maybe I'm going to go from 1998. It's a little bit easier. It's a full cycle. So I'm going to get 452 years, 208, 104, stop. It works out perfect. I'll show you exactly how it works. Okay, 452. Left side, the center dot that I told you, the phi, and the 2. You cannot take the 2 from here. The difference in these two is the 52. 4 by 13 equals 52. We go 4 by 52 is 208. The 20 world, 4 by 5 is 20. 4 by 2 is 8. 208. 4 by 52, 208. 8 and 2 is 10. 20, 208. What you have to do, okay, is this is the 2 world. You can't change it. But if we bring everything into the 8 world, we end up with 8 over here. Again, we'd multiply it by 4. There's 3 worlds. These 2 worlds, and then these 2 worlds, and then all these 3 worlds, then 2 and 8. You have to mix the whole thing up. Anyways, I cut it in half. The reason I cut it in half, I want to make it as small as I can go to see what the reason is. And I have to stop at 10.4. That is JD. You pick up your mind with 1 and 9. The 4 is the mind. The difference is 6, which is the Oriental or Reading Railroad. 1 and 2, it really doesn't matter because you got to pass through the Oriental New Zealand in order to get into this world. And then you end up with 104, which is 10.4 or October 4th. 10 and 4 is the 4 corners of 10, totals 40 in Monopoly. 41 in Monopoly is the Mediterranean, the only time you can get it. The Ontario Highway 401 runs all the way through here, Quebec, and all the way out towards the other end of Ontario. 104 is a card count, not counting the ace as 1, for the reason of Y2K. There is no ace, there's a Y. So we're going to figure out Y, the 2, all the way to the king, and then we're going to put the ace after the king, and the total will be 104. So this time thing comes out still fine, but it's still 452 years. Now, 510, 452, 58. Now I'm going to show you something else. 7286 minus 6776 equals 8808. Now this is something you probably won't catch, but you know what? After 37 minutes, there's probably nobody here. Anybody here? Anybody here? Okay, no one's here. Okay, 6776. In the Hebrew calendar, it says 5776. This says 6776. 6776 years, okay, of moons gives us 88,088 of moons. 88, 88. Herbert Hoover, Barack Obama, 2 terms. 6 is in the thousands. 6 and 1 makes a created 7. So you can put 1 here, and you end up with 1776. Again, the 5775 I showed you before is the same thing as this. This is full time. 7 by 2 worlds of 7 is 9, 702. And 2 times 7 is 14, totaling 23 of creation. Over here, the reverse of a dice cube is 6 and 8 is 8 and 6. Man of the 2 worlds, of the cubes, the 2 cubes, the stop sign. Take this away from this, it's 510. The difference here was 452. I'm trying to bring both this world together. The spirit of 6776, which is Montreal, USA. Do you understand? 1776 was the Olympics. 1976 was our Olympics. Our bicentennial fell with their bicentennial. Montreal is sold. The difference between 510, and these are the vowels in the alphabet, 51. This ends up to be on B&O rail. The difference is 58. How do we get that difference? It's all about the spirit inside this game. 1, 10, 19, and 28. 1 is 1, and all the other ones are 10. Why? We need 10 last as first, because 10 tells you whatever happened before it. When you have 1 and nothing else there, there's nothing else there. But when you have a 1 and a 0, you know that in that 0 spot there can be something because it's an open space. There was a 0 there because it says, okay, I'm empty. Who's coming in? 0 is the value, okay, of 15 or 1.5 blackjack rules. And it always works out for me anyways. 273, as I told you, is the pregnancy. 15 days is the egg. That's the number of the egg, 15. Whatever you do, if you see a 0, multiply it by 15 if it's in the right position. It's got to be at the right side because that's this one spirit. But when you got three numbers, well, you have to spin them all around. So the other thing, I don't remember where I was, but YZY at the end of the alphabet, the Y times itself equals 625. Y and Y equals 52. The Y is before and after the Z. Here it's 625. Here it's 52. Bring it down over here from this side back to this side. Flip it around. 25, 625, the Mayan count, only because of Y and Y. And don't forget what the Y's can do, because the Y's are Y's. Let me see if I can do this properly. Let's see if I can do this properly. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. See, the 1, the jack, the letter T, if it's not on an angle like this, it's going to cut right through the center all the time. So now if you take a look in the shape here, you have one triangle and you end up with one over here. There are two fish, that what ends up to be. On this side, if you take a look what this did, you now have the letter K. On this side, you have a standing Y on this side. This side, if you take a look, it becomes a jack. And it's only from putting the I. So we had the difference of 452 years. Now, half, like I told you before, was 470. So now I can go back 452 and 18 years, which would be 1980, 1981. That's the exact year I came out of school. I came out in the month of April, the 4th month. On the 17th, I went to work for my father, 4, 1, and 7. But the whole week started only on the 21st, 4, 1, and 2. It was a bad week. 7, 7, 7. So now we're back to 1980. Now if I go 1980, now I have to take away, hold on a second. If I went back 470 years, we would be, hold on a second, 1998 minus 450, no, 2012. Why am I so screwed up? Let me see, 2350, 2008. It's 342. I made a mistake, but that's okay. Do you know why it's okay? I can't go into it. I know some people would know this answer, but I made a mistake. It wouldn't matter. 3 creation of the 4 of the 2 worlds. 4 times 2 is 8. 8 heaven. 4 plus 2 is 6 man. 6 and 8 is 14, the center of the cross. 14 and 6 is 20 of the worlds. 14 and 8 is 22 of the life. 3 by 22 equals 66. 6 by 6 is 36, and you're back to creation of man. That's why it ends, because we came up with that number. That's the number. They had to have 342 years. Now, I will go to bring it back one more time, because with this number, I went to 2000 and I went to 2008, but it's 2012. I had to talk from the end of the first 10 of the cycle, because if I don't do that, that's why it's very nitty-gritty for me, because I see where I go, and then the tree just starts to grow. So we're going to take off, okay, from 2008, we're going to take off 3 years and 1 year, because we're in between the year. So it becomes months and days now. So 342 minus, I'm going to go the maximum minus 4 is 338 and 339. Where is it? 338, command and create of Christ. 3 by 3 is 9. 9 by 8 is 72. 7 by 2 is 14. 7 and 2 is 9, equals 23 creation. 2 and 3, both on the outside. 33, command and create. 3 by 3 is 9. 9 by 9 is 81, the 81 worlds. 9 and 9 is 18, and 81 equals 99. 3 by 3 is 99, all on one side. We had it before 2 and 3 and 3 and 3. So now that I have 3 and 3 over here, 3 by 3 is 9. 9 by 9 is 81, is 9, which is 3 by 3. So I'll put 2 more 3's here. We'll make that 9. Or I shove the 9 here, and this number doesn't change. But this number is 9 and 3 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. The numbers remain 3, 4, and 2. But it's 2, 4, 3, 3. 2, 4, 3, 3. 2, 4, 3, 3. And 3, 3, 2, 4. 7, 5, 7, 5. 57, 75. It equals to 57, 57. If you add them together, it equals 114. 114 is 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days of pig's pregnancy. 57 is the exact number of the moon. 57 is the 10 God with the 9 birth. 19. 19 by 3 is 57. 19 by 3 is 57. 57, 75 in their own world. 5 and 7 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. 5 and 7 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. This is the Jewish year that ends in 2 years, the cycle in October. In less than 2 years, this cycle ends. And the last time this cycle came in, so did Christ come in. And the time before that, it was Moses. And the time before that, it was Noah. I can't check all the small names. If I start checking all the small names, I did find something in the scriptures of John. I'm not hearing enough about certain things, Anyways, that year, this year, and I'm not counting, but this, if we went 5,775 moons ago, the answer would be 75,075 moons. If I went to 76, it would be 88,088 moons. And that's what we're in right now. Otherwise, I couldn't do this. So anyways, I am going to do one more thing, okay, that I was at 1880. And watch what I'm going to do now. First we went 940. Then we went 940. Then we went 470 years. Then we went 940 years. Then we went 940 years. Now we're at 1880. Now we're going to go 200, because I think we went 940, 940, 470, 470. And now we're going half of 470 is 235 years. Okay? Half of 235 years, we can't go, so we have to work it out here. 5, 11, and 1, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 1. Exactly. Oh my God. Don't forget, the first one was the 1010 world, 2015. 8 and 2 is 10. I made a mistake. Sorry about that. Because we're ending it now. When we end it, first and second world makes 1. You can live off of this. You work off of 2. You live off of 3. You work off of 2. This section over here, okay, this is 10. I carry the 1 because it's actually, okay, 10.75 is the answer. Because it's the 10 God, the J, the 0.75 of the difference of the 0.25 extra days we have in the year of 6 hours because of the matrix. Don't forget, this is, I mean, you may go around this earth, right? We go around this earth, right? But this is lost. There's a gear that goes around this. This gear has one time, and there's a gear up, and it's another time, while we're living in another time. Ka-choom. So we did this, we did that. I always seem to be going a little bit further than I should be going. Did we do did we do this part here? 11 times 11 times 11 times 13. 31st president, Herbert Hoover, H&H. 13 presidents later, Barack Obama, 44. Times 13, the 13th cycle stops just before the cycle of the Christ. Comes to 17,303. 3 BC, Saturday and Saturday. 7 and 1 is 8. Saturday and Saturday. Sunday to Saturday and Saturday to Sunday. Because you got to go and to stop, and you're standing and you're going again. Where am I? I'm on Sunday. Am I going 7 days later, or am I going to the 7th day? That's why you count it again. 71 and 17 is 88. Don't worry about this. I was working on something else. God, 3 plus D. What's that question? Who's duplicating everything in this world? Anyways, I think we did enough here. Am I satisfied? No. There are a few things that I saw I didn't like. Where was it? Anyways, don't know where it is. I got a headache. Raphael 7286. Thank you. If you have any questions, no problem. But please, if you're gonna like ask me a question with 3 words, if you're gonna ask me a question with 3 words and you want to find something out, the best I can do is catch the ball, because you're not going to get much more than this. If you put in this, this is what you get out. So I can't answer half questions. All I can do is thank you for the question. More or less, I'm trying to say, if you want me to work for it also. Thank you very much. I hope everybody is fine. The days are great. The night stinks. I don't get to see the sun. I want to see the sun whether it's real or not. I still want to see it. Congratulations to the new president. Whoever you are and whatever you're doing in this galactic setup and this place we live, it's probably a game you always play, and you disappear to other places only to come back here and play a game. And I understand what it is. I don't really enjoy it, but hey, anyways, that's the way it is. That's what we got. We got big games and fast computers instead of horses. We got cars to go. Well, we got to put up with the rat race at the same time. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Doesn't mean we have to concur, but we just have to put up with it and keep our neighbor our friend. Keep away to hostility. Raphael, 72, 86. Which number, if you had to choose out of all these numbers, which number would you think would God be? He would be 6. And 6. Do you know why? Because these 2 dice, when you turn them around, make 7 and 7. 7 and 7, and 6 and 6. 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. 7 and 6 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. B and O rail, Barack Obama, 10% of the minds. Raphael 7286 on the constellation of Pegasus. What was that question in the background? Why do I spend so long doing this? Would you rather I do nothing at home? I painted today. I added on a little new thing of paint to my design, one of my designs. And what do you want me to do? You want me to go drink? You want me to go gamble? What? I don't do that. I don't do that. It doesn't serve my purpose. My purpose that serves me is to talk to myself all day when I'm not at work. How you doing, Ronnie? All right on, brother. So we added up that last number, right? What was that number? 60. Oh, yeah, we did this number over here. 76, 67. But 76 and 67, okay, actually equals to 143, which is CAD, the first 3 numbers in pi. CAD, 6776. You want to know the rest of pi? I think I'm going to do something on pi. Because don't forget, you can build as many pies as you want. But every time you put a new ingredient in, every time you take it out of that oven a minute early, that pie will never be like the last pie. And the way you feel today may not be how you felt yesterday. So whatever you may do and eat might be completely different than ever before. You have just become unique. Just don't complain about it. Raphael 7286 on the constellation of Pegasus. Is she outside yet? Every time I look for my horse coming back down, all I see is a couple of cats. Well, that's good enough for now. Take care.